So colored pencils. They're pencils, but with color. I guess that was kind of self-explanatory. They were a favorite of mine in my late teens and throughout my 20s. I loved them. Prismacolors were my thing, and I got pretty good at them. But I haven't used them since my 30s. But you wanted a tutorial on colored pencils, so here we go. For the first time in 20 years, I tried working in colored pencils again, and it was fun. The thing I loved about colored pencils the most was the control. I would always start off with an eye, get it just right, and then keep working from there. Like a traditional painting, you're gonna fill in the midtones first, then start adding your shading. Colored pencils are generally made of wax, and this means that you have to push down pretty hard to cover the white part of the paper. I'll usually layer many colors and then blend them in, like this. You can blend these colors together, you just need to apply some pressure. A lot of pressure, so have thick paper. The white colored pencil will get you close for highlights, and I recommend using it when you can. But if you need pure white, you're gonna need white ink or paint. If you like drawing and you wanna dabble in color, this is a great way to start. Just remember to have fun. Prismacolors have always been my brand. I've been using them for over 40 years, and they were my primary medium for most of my career. They're not cheap, but they're not the most expensive colored pencils either. So this week I went to Blick and ordered 4 $50 sets of colored pencils to see what you get for your money. This is a $50 set of Prismacolors. You get 72 colors. Like I said, they're not cheap. But for the same price, you only get 36 colors of the Faber-Castell colored pencils. So they're twice as expensive. Wow. And then for the same price, $50, you only get 20 of these Caran pencils. And to round things out, I also picked up Blick's own brand, which was surprisingly the same price as the Prismacolors for 72 pencils. Now, I may do a swatch test in comparison later, maybe at the end of the week, but for now, I want to test these on actual drawings. So I decided I'll be drawing the Beatles this week. Today I'll use Prismacolors on John Lennon, but first, I gotta reorganize this. Much better. Since I've been using Prismacolors for 4 decades, today's piece goes pretty smoothly, no surprises, and that's what I like about Prismacolors. So tomorrow, let's see if Faber-Castell's colored pencils are worth twice the price of Prismacolors. Hopefully they don't let me down. Day 2 of testing out 4 brands of colored pencils. Yesterday, I drew John Lennon with Prismacolor pencils. Today, I'm trying Faber-Castell's Polychromos colored pencils. I'm told they're made of an oil mixture rather than wax, like the Prismacolors. Okay, first off, they're very hard, which is good in a way because my Prismacolors break so easily. This is refreshing. I'm just laying out general colors and not trying to blend yet. The biggest problem I have right now is that I picked the Beatles, and they're British, right? So they're kind of, pale. And this set gave me a light yellow, a pink, and a white. There's no real way for me to get any good variations. Look at this. If you try to blend with the white, it gives everything a milky, dead look. This is as far as I can get with these colors. I'm sure if I bought a bigger set, I might have gotten a lighter peach and some pinks, and that would have helped me blend the skin more. So I'm just gonna add some markers to help me out. The alcohol, I think, helps break down the pencils and blends them so much better than the white pencil. Okay, not my best work, but I think he came out okay. In the end, I like the durability of the Faber-Castell Polychromos pencils, but I think with all colored pencils, if you don't have the right colors in your box, it makes it so much harder for your art to come together. Day 3 of testing out 4 different brands of colored pencils. Yesterday, I drew George Harrison with Faber-Castell's Polychromos pencils, and it went okay. I couldn't really get the colors to blend the way I wanted to, but I got by with a little help from my friends. Alcohol markers. Today though, I'm really nervous because these are the Caran pencils and they're the most expensive pencils I've ever used. But before I start, I gotta reorganize these. I couldn't get George Harrison to look good with 36 of the Faber-Castells, so I don't know how I'm gonna make Paul McCartney look decent with just 20 colors. So again, for the skin tone, I'm only left with a pink, white, and a yellowish orange to work with. I don't have high hopes for today. Okay, I'm gonna say this. The Caran pencils are hard, like the Faber-Castells, so they don't feel like they're gonna break, but also smooth like the Prismacolors. They feel good in your hand. They have some thickness to them. Wow, I'm literally using like 5 colors here. Pink, brown, light blue, yellowish orange, and a lavender. I'm getting such nice colors. This feels like the best of the last 2 pencils. The strength of the Faber-Castells and the softness of the Prismacolors. I've used Prismacolor pencils for over 40 years, but today, I think these Caran pencils may have all my loving. Day 4 of testing out 4 different brands of colored pencils. Yesterday, I drew Paul McCartney with the Caran Luminance pencils and oh darling, I could use these 8 days a week. Today I'm going to draw Ringo Starr using Blick's very own brand of colored pencils. But first, I gotta sort them. Now it's not that these sets don't come in some sort of order, they do, but I like to have my colors a certain way, so it's easier for me to find complementary colors when I'm working. And I hope all of you do this as well with your sets. Sort them for you. Blick's pencils come in 72 colors, so there's lots of colors for you to play with, and that's a good thing. Initially, I like how sturdy they feel, like the Faber-Castells. They don't break easily like the Prismacolors. They also blend a lot better than the Faber-Castells. But as I start to blend, I'm noticing that the colors feel a bit milky. like the Faber-Castells. They're not as saturated as the Prismacolors and definitely not as nice as the Caran. All in all, I'm impressed with Blick's colored pencils as they're, in my opinion, better than the Faber-Castells. And I would have ranked them even better than the Prismacolors based on the sturdiness alone, but I just couldn't get the darks dark enough and the colors were just a bit too milky for me. If Blick fixes these two things with their pencils, I really think we can work it out. This is a recap of this week's colored pencil test, where each day I draw a different beetle using a different set. You say you want a revolution, so here we go. I think the Caran were the smoothest and the most vibrant. I didn't like the Faber-Castells. They just didn't blend well, so they came in last. Coming in at third, the Blick brand did a little better, and Prismacolors went from number 1 to number 2. And since I couldn't just let it be, this morning I did a little side-by-side test with the addition of the Crayola and the Arrtx colored pencils. You can see that they all do a decent job of blending, and the colors are pretty vibrant too. But when you look at them side by side, you can start to see some of the same issues I had with the Beetles test. See how these blacks aren't as deep? And these are not as smooth as the Prismacolors or the Caran. I did a quick line test too, and honestly, none of them really made me that excited. Erasers worked best on the Crayolas, of course, because, well, they're built to be erasable. If you want to get into colored pencils on a budget, I highly recommend the Arrtx brand. 72 colors for $25 is a great deal. For twice the price, I definitely recommend my favorite for the last 4 decades, Prismacolors. And if you want the best, in my opinion, and my new favorite, they say money can't buy me love, but they can buy the Caran pencils, and that's kind of the same thing. Don't you hate it when you finish a drawing and then realize, I can't just let this part right here stay. I have to fix it. That happened to me yesterday. I was drawing Robin Williams during a live and I was using a photo as a reference, and I wasn't thrilled with having to draw hands because, well, hands, but the hat didn't bother me at first. All I was really focused on was his eyes. So for 90 minutes, I sketched and we chatted, and I don't know what it is about fingernails. I've been drawing for almost 50 years now, and I just hate drawing fingernails. And yet, I persisted, as one does, because practice. And eventually the 90 minutes was up and the live was over, and I just kept going back to the hat. It didn't feel right. So I broke out the eraser, even though I knew that I could never get the Prismacolors completely erased. They're kind of permanent like that. I don't know why it bugged me so much, and I don't know why I had to fix it. Usually I just turn the page and move on. It's just a sketch, it's just practice. Maybe it was because it was Robin Williams and I just wanted it to look right, but I don't know. We're artists and we're weird, and that's okay. Crayola sent me a set of their Colors of the World washable markers. I decided it would be fun to try them out on a drawing of Wolverine. I don't know why I had a sudden hankering for Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I guess something's in the air. There's 24 truly wonderful skin tones in this box, so I'm really excited to see what these markers can do. With markers, I find it good to work like I do with watercolors, light to dark, building up your values slowly. This was easy to do because the Colors of the World markers' colors were very subtly close to one another. But I soon realized that these markers were damaging the paper, cutting through them like Wolverine's claws. I tried saving it with colored pencils, but even mutant healing powers couldn't save this piece. But I'm still curious about these markers. They're really sharp. Look at that. And if you go over with a second layer, watch out. It literally put holes in my paper. And this is good paper too, 250 GSM, 100% cotton. It's too bad too, I really liked all the colors. I guess I'll try these again another day, when I'm feeling more adventurous. Guess what? I was sent a new box of colored pencils to try out. It's by a company named Arrtx. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's got 72 flavors, I mean colors in it, and I thought I'd do a little sketch to see how I like them. They're priced pretty low, which I like. $26 for a set. That's about half the price of a 72 set of Prismacolor pencils, which is my preferred brand. They're thicker, which is kind of nice. It's got a good feel to them. The colors are vibrant and they draw really nicely. But the real test is in the blending. This is where you push down hard and get the colors to blend smoothly and cover up the last bits of the paper. I found that this is where the Arrtx brand was just a little inferior to the Prismacolor. It just didn't blend as well and the white didn't pop as much. It's subtle and most beginners won't even notice it, but the Prismacolor is just a bit smoother and blends a little better, and the white is just a little brighter. But that's it. That's the one nitpicky thing I noticed. Other than that, I had a great time playing around with the Arrtx colored pencils, and they performed quite admirably during the 2 hours I spent on this little test. And for half the price of Prismacolors, it's a great way to get introduced to colored pencils. I'll add a link to them in the comments and on my website if you'd like to try them out. Thanks Arrtx for letting me try out your wonderful colored pencils. I had fun. Colored pencils aren't cheap, but I am. Colored pencils are soft, which is why they break so easily. And I hate drawing with them when they're this small, and they're too expensive to throw away. So I use a pencil extender. It's super lightweight, and you just pop your pencil nub in there, and bam, you have like a brand new pencil again. The ones I use the most are the Derwent pencil extenders because they have a nice feel, really lightweight, and with just a twist you can swap out pencils if needed. They're also really deep, so you can fit a full-size pencil in there if you prefer. It comes in a set with a slightly larger silver one, but I don't like the feel of it. I don't know why. For travel, I picked up these Faber-Castell extenders. They're about half the size, but they have some really fun features. First, no twisting to keep the pencil in place. And second, you could turn the pencil backwards to protect the tip for travel. And my favorite feature? Built-in pencil sharpeners. How cool is that? And they work really good too. I mainly use their Derwent extenders for my daily drawing, but I've put up all three on my site if you want to check them out for yourself. I hope this helps, and happy drawing. I have a love-hate relationship with pencil sharpeners. They never work as well as I'd like, ever. Is it too much to ask that a pencil sharpener just, I don't know, work? In my quest to find a decent pencil sharpener, the fine folks at Arrtx reached out to me and offered to send me 2 of their finest pencil sharpeners. The first one I opened is a vertical pencil sharpener. I like these because you don't have to hold on to them when you put the pencil in. Very convenient. It did a really nice job of sharpening a Prismacolor pencil from scratch in the first try. Take that, old pencil sharpener. This next one is your traditional horizontal pencil sharpener, but this one apparently can sharpen a pencil faster than any sharpener in the world. Okay, I gotta see this. Let's just, okay, you can, it just didn't stop. It just kept going. Okay, so apparently, after reaching out to Arrtx for answers, there's no auto stop on this one. It's meant for classrooms. It's for teachers who have to sharpen thousands of pencils fast. I think I'll stick with the first one. It's fast, it sharpens the first time, and it knows when to stop. Thanks, Arrtx, for sending these over. But, you owe me a colored pencil. A couple weeks ago, I tried out some colored pencils, and it was a lot of fun. I drew the Beatles. Oh, and before I forget, my friend Sarah tested every colored pencil, like all of them. I only did 4. So if you want to see a 30-minute exhaustive colored pencil test that will blow your mind, go to her channel. It's amazing. Okay, back to me. So I stopped using colored pencils about 13 years ago, and I thought I should explain why I made the switch to watercolors. Colored pencils are very literal, meaning you get exactly what you put into them, which is why they're great for more photorealistic art. But with watercolors, I don't have to be so literal. I could be loose, I can have more fun, and I can be more artsy. Another reason why I switched was speed. I can cover an entire area in about a minute with watercolor, but for colored pencils, it's a 5-minute endeavor, and it's torture on your wrists. And finally, the cost. I used up half of this colored pencil on this test, or about 70 cents worth, but only a tiny drop of watercolor, or about 7 cents worth. Again, colored pencils are great. They really are. But for me, I just found so many benefits with watercolors that just took my art in a whole new direction. In the end, of course, the medium that you use is completely up to you. It's just a matter of what makes you happy.